Hello, and welcome back to Ralph's Bricks. I'm on vacation, but I had a thought that's been going around in my head for a little while now, and I know a lot of new sellers are coming onto BrickLink platform, and one of the requirements for becoming a BrickLink seller is to get one bit of feedback, one feedback point, and so there is a lot of users that we see that are asking for how do I get feedback or how do I uh, which stores can I go buy from to get feedback from? And I think that's the wrong question. What I think BrickLink has done is actually set the bar way too low for number of feedback. I before I started this video, I was taking a look at my situation when I started my store back in 2017. I started a store well, pretty much right after I opened up my account. I opened up my account, I placed some orders I was building some rebrickable mocks, and that got me interested into BrickLink. I've told this story on, I think, the first episode of Brick Separator, so you can go see the detailed view of that. But I placed a number of orders first before I started my store. Back then, there was no verification process. There was no, you needed a feedback point or anything. But yet, I still opened my store with at least 4 points because I can see in the history I had 4 buyer feedback before I got my first seller feedback, which was in a number of days of that first buyer's feedback, which is ironic. It was like 15 days. So it was quite quick, actually. And surprising too, I think I started the store with like 300 parts. So it was the fact that I got a order that quick on a store that small still surprises me to this day. But my point that I'm trying to make is if you're new, if you're new to BrickLink and you want to start a store and you haven't bought anything, stop what you're doing and find some small project to build to make some purchases. Do the research on purchasing, and the feedback will come. It definitely will come. But what you should be doing is like go to rebrickable.com. Rebrickable.com is, if you don't know, is a library of mocks that designers have designed, and some of them have put up their instructions for free. Others have put the instructions up for sale, fairly cheap, $1 to like maybe $20. You can download that, and then on Rebrickable, you can get the full library of parts that you need, and you can import that into BrickLink as wanted list. And now that you have this wanted list, you can make purchases. You can learn how to use that wanted list to buy from multiple stores, how to buy the most parts from one store, how to see which stores have those parts. There's a lot of things that you should learn from the buyer's perspective of how they are shopping so that you understand how you can get more orders, how you can rank up in those search results to be noticed by your buyers. If you're not doing that, if you're just like fishing around for a seller to that's going to give you feedback like I do, like if you buy from me, as soon as I ship it out, I give feedback. Um, you're not really learning anything, right? The project, even if you don't have a project, just go around and buy some minifigures from various stores. See how they're listing their minifigures compared to like maybe 6 months average. See how they're doing their shipping. Look at their terms and conditions. Go through the buying process. How was that for you? Pay attention to how long it took them to ship. Pay attention to the package when it comes. See um, how was it addressed? Was the BrickLink order number on the front of the package? How did they actually package it up? Was it all in one bag, or was it bagged separately? Was there some kind of strategy around how they bagged up all the parts? Um, there's a lot you can learn just by buying from different sellers and getting different perspectives of how they run their store just by making those purchases that you wouldn't normally get by not purchasing. So that's why I think one feedback point is not enough. I think the minimum should be at least 10. Um, I know I said I had 4, But I also went back a couple of years ago and made purchases and did that research that I said you should be doing up front, maybe just a couple of years ago. And I made some changes to my store based on what I liked and what I didn't like based on those stores and those orders that I got. One of the most recent changes that I made was orders that I was making to DD Bricks, which is a top 10 store and sales volume monthly on BrickLink. You can see that in the stores list. And one thing that I took away from their store and implemented it in my store is how they bag their pieces. I've always struggled with what is the right way to bag pieces because I felt like my customers were either one way or the other. They wanted every lot sort of bagged separately, or they wanted, bagged together to save the environment type of thing. I came up with based on their way of how they bag, I implemented it so that I bag as little as possible. So like many parts are together in whatever bags that I have that the parts will fit in, and I know how many parts will fit in how many bags. But if they order a quantity of 10 or more, that lot will be bagged separately. So that is something I learned from placing orders and realizing, hey, this is what I like. I like the fact that this number of quantity of items that I get are bagged separately. Makes it easy I don't have to, separate them all out because that's a high quantity of parts to separate out from the rest of the parts. Whereas like a lower number of quantity was much easier to just separate on the table. So I did like that, and it kept, I could just throw the bag to the side, and now it's separated. So I instituted that. My feedback from that research and that learning that I did is you can see that in my feedback. Well packaged orders, you can see that all throughout my feedback. So lots of things you can learn about what you like and what you don't like, and how you can implement that into your store and how you run your store. So buy more things. Find a project to build. Rebrickbull.com is a suggestion. Maybe just buy parts for your store. Find parts that, that's another thing you could do is find stores that are selling things cheaply or on sale, and that you can use those parts to build inventory for your store, your starting store. Whatever reason, there are ways you can buy parts at low prices and be able to sell them in your store and still make a profit, but still learning through the process of how BrickLink works, how a potential user might come and find your store based on their projects, and what you like and what you don't like, and what you can implement into your store. So with that, I think the next thing I'm going to do is talk about, from a seller's perspective, when you should add feedback. And I think I'm going to add that video to the Brick Separator Society. So if you're not a member, head on over to the join button, click join, and you can come watch about my thoughts about when you should provide positive feedback to a buyer when they purchase. All right. Hopefully this is helpful to you, and hopefully you are successful with your store in the future, and you're not stressing too much about that feedback point and trying to open really fast. So hopefully this is helpful. So I'm Ralph from Ralph's Bricks. Take a look at my channel, and I'll catch you next time.
Well, wait, this isn't the end of the video. There's more. We got to tell them about the society. Joining the Brick Separator Society gets you access to secret society videos like how-to videos on how to run your business on BrickLink and Brick Owl and eBay, as well as Ask Ralph videos, and maybe our sales reports. You might see all of our numbers. Join today.